Welcome everybody to Everyday's Different by Wintermint. Currently on Kickstarter right now. It's got about about $2,000 I think last time I checked it, and it needs roughly $6,000 to complete it. It's got 21 days left at the time of this recording. This is not when it'll be uploaded, so it'll be less than that, unfortunately. But the developers contacted me on Twitter, and they're like, hey, can you cover our game? I'm like, sure, I'd love to. I always appreciate that, you know. So these are the characters. The heroines, I should say. Let's just start. Just get into it. There's a demo you can download on the Kickstarter. All that stuff will be linked below. So let's get started. What's your first name? Whoops. SC. That's a bad name, right? My real name is Alan. Oh, did you know that? That's my real name. I do not like this font. But maybe I'll... Actually, can I change the font? No, you can't. That should be an option. Change the font to regular font. That's okay. Maybe I'll get used to it. Hang on, let me check the recording. Make sure everything is going smoothly. Okay, that's good. I let out a sigh as I drop into my bed and wipe the sweat from my brow. Finally done unpacking. Well, I'm wiped out. Really wiped out. I peer out of my bedroom, letting my gaze settle on the sunset peeking out from the other side of the window. Ah. Tomorrow I'll start at my new school, but... oh, it's gonna be so awkward, you know, transferring halfway through the school year, always awkward. I am fortunate I've never had to deal with transferring to new schools or whatever, so I am fortunate in that regard, but I can imagine how difficult it would be. You know, all your friends are gone, you gotta get new friends, that's always awkward. I mean, the other students will probably assume the worst of me. What if they think I'm some kind of delinquent? Or worse yet, a vegan? Oh hey, that's not cool. I'm not a vegan, but don't rip on vegans. I realize I'm probably overreacting, but I'm still mourning the loss of the friends I grew up with. At this pivotal point in our lives, where each of us is starting to seriously consider our futures, reconnecting with them seems impossible. We'll slowly drift apart until we can barely remember each other's faces. Oh boy, let me tell you. That happens. It really does.
Dinner's ready!
Oh my god, my mom has a voice. I did not expect that. There actually is a lot of voice acting. At least all the characters, as far as I know, have voices. So, yay. I step into the dining room right as my nose is assaulted by the tempting scent of a homemade meal. I'm oddly surprised when my stomach gives a long, loud growl.
Someone's worked up an appetite.
Well, I've been unpacking all day. What do you expect? Oh, okay, that's rude. I'm sorry. Oh, they blink. That's creepy. I don't know why I always think it's creepy. Now that I think about it, got so into it that I forgot to eat lunch earlier. I skipped a meal, so of course I'm really hungry. I need the calories.
If only you had the same work ethic in your schoolwork.
Insulting me? Ouch, Mom. That hurts a lot. A little below the belt, don't you think? While I take my seat at the dining table, the two of us share a laugh. Yes, I'm a failure, I know. Unfortunately, we settle into an awkward silence soon after. The only kind of silence there is. The only sound that fills the room are the scraping of utensils against plates and the occasional gulp of water. Because we're poor, we can't afford regular drinks. When I reach out to help myself to a second servings, Mom and I accidentally make eye contact. It's gonna be one of those games. I quickly try to look away, but she speaks up.
I'm sorry, hon. I know the divorce hasn't been easy on you, but things will get better eventually. I
turn their voices up just a tad. Oh, it's actually pretty loud. There we go. Yeah, I know. It's not gonna blame you or anything. If it's anyone's fault, it's that... I managed to stop myself before I make the mood any worse than it is. Instead, I stuff another bite of food into my mouth. Have I ever mentioned how much I love your cooking? In fact, I think this is the best meal you've ever made. Mom gives a heartily but audibly fake laugh. Alright. Thankfully, we make it through the rest of the meal without delving back into any undesirable topics. After cleaning off my plate, I start to head into the hallway, but I pause when I hear my mom speak up.
Are you calling it a night?
Maybe. I mean, should I call it a day? I don't know. I might double... I realized I was trying to make a joke, but it didn't work because that also made sense in this... Never mind. I don't know. I might double check that I didn't forget to unpack anything first.
Well, you must be pretty tired after all that work. You should leave it for the weekend.
Oh, no. I should get it done now. Aren't you always complaining about things getting dusty and smelly when they're left in boxes?
Trust me, that isn't something you want me to be proven right about.
You're right. You're right.
I'm just concerned that you're overdoing it. Tomorrow is your first day at your new school and you spent the whole day unpacking. If you go in with black circles under your eyes, you won't be popular.
Oh, Mom. You think that's why I won't be popular? Oh, you're rich. Mom, that's kind of a creepy thing to say.
Hey, like it or not, you're an adult now. And you still haven't had a girlfriend. You don't want to be alone forever, do you?
How old am I? I can't possibly be that old to be where, like, oh my god, like 40-year-old virgin type stuff. I don't really want to talk about this with you. God, Mom, so awkward and creepy. I awkwardly headed back to my room, silently praying death will come for me in the night. But also, mainly, that I can forget this dinner ever happened. The exhaustion from the day begins to set in. It doesn't take long before I plop down on the bed, my eyelids drifting shut. That clock has not moved since I checked it the first time. It's still the same time. Our room is a parallel universe, apparently. For as tired as I feel, the anxiety keeps my brain working full time. It certainly takes hours before I finally manage to fall asleep. What if you had like a room in your house that you could go into and time just stops? Like, that'd be amazing, right? You could get all the sleep you want. You could do all the work you want. But whenever you exit the room, time resumes normally. Like, wouldn't that be crazy? Damn alarm clock. The time is exactly the same. I groggily awaken to my alarm clock blaring in my ear. Maybe they should fix that. With an annoyed grunt, I flip on to my side and smack the off button. However, I nearly scream when I catch a glimpse of the time. It hasn't moved. Anyone would be scared. Apparently, I forgot to adjust the alarm yesterday because I barely have any time to get ready for school. Bag in hand, I rush out the door, piece of toast in my mouth, as per usual. As soon as I have it locked, I attempt to fix my tie, but it's pretty difficult to do with one hand. I jog towards the sidewalk, praying that I won't be late for my first day at my new school when I turn around the bend and...
Ow!
Oh, we hit a girl. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, are you okay? Are you hurt? I was in a rush. I'm sorry. I should have paid attention. That's on me. That's my bad.
No, it's okay. I understand.
Does anyone ever really understand? My knees ache from the weird position I fall in, but I stand up with a groan and dust myself off. Okay. Nothing's broken, right? No, except my pride. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
Let's help her out. You know, we're not a jerk, right? I offer the girl my hand, which is when I notice that she seems to be wearing a uniform for the same academy. Oh, are you a student at... The moment her small, delicate hand rests atop mine, our eyes meet, sparks fly... Love at first sight. Something just clicks in my brain. We exchange surprised expressions as she hops onto her feet. I don't even remember how many years it's been since we last met. Wait, we know this person? But I instantly recognize that face. Her small yet plump lips are large. Seems weird. Blue eyes that perpetually shimmer with an innocent curiosity. Yes, there's no one it could be except my dear friend Yoko Teramoto. Abbreviate Yokomoto.
Is that you?
It is. It's been how many years? Yoko, it's been ages.
Wow. I can't believe it's honestly you. What a coincidence running into you here.
I know, right? I thought we moved away from our friends. What happened to that?
And is that an Okoshin Academy uniform you're wearing?
Oh, you pegged me too well. It is. I'm a new transfer student starting today, actually.
No way! In that case, why don't we go to school together? We can catch up while we walk.
No, I prefer to go by myself, thank you. It's just time I get to reflect on my own thoughts. You would be doing me a favor. With my luck, I'd be getting lost along the way on my own. Yoko chuckles softly as she takes a step forward, beckoning me for me to follow her. I cheerfully oblige.
I take it that you live in this area?
Actually, I live right there. At that house we just passed, to be exact.
Oh my goodness. I guess we're neighbors again then.
No way!
You're right.
Again? Wait a minute. Okay. We moved to I assume a new place, but maybe it's not new? And our neighbor just happens to be our old neighbor? She's stalking us. This is weird. Gotta be on the lookout for that one. Creepy. My shoulders relaxed as I take in Yoko's voice, replaying her softly spoken words in my mind. Just the day before, I'd been so worried about making friends, but well, it seems that my fears have already been assuaged. It almost feels like there's a higher power looking after me.
Let's see. We're in the middle of the year, so you must have had a good...
The brunette's face swiftly twists with regret as she catches herself treading into potentially painful territory. Although it's too late, I genuinely appreciate her consideration.
The weather sure is nice today, huh? What a great start to the new semester!
Boy, that was not natural at all. Haha, well, it sure is now that I've run into you. It never even crossed my mind that I might run into somebody I already know.
Now that you've run into me, really? I mean, look at the time! Class will be starting soon, so we had better hurry if we don't want to be late.
Not to rip on the voice actors, but boy, I want to mute this voice so bad. I'm sorry, that's mean. I know, I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like that. Yoko and I banter while she guides me down the streets, pointing out any places of interest when we pass them. I try to memorize everything as best I can, but between my brain being half asleep and the fact that we're practically jogging, it's difficult, to say the least. Is that a phone booth? I didn't know those still existed. I'm kidding. Nearly 10 minutes later, we arrive at Okoshin Academy. That's nice. The main building is surprisingly well taken care of, despite supposedly being one of the oldest schools in the area. That looks very modern for an older school. I don't know. Maybe they had some renovations. The shrubs and grass are even trimmed to perfection. What grass, man? That is all pavement.
Do you know which class you're in yet?
No, I don't. I nearly jump out of my skin when Yoko speaks up, my mind returning to the present. Oh, actually, yeah. Oh, I'm just kidding. Yes, I know exactly what class I'm in. 2B, to be exact. Guys ever play that Nier Automata? Man, that was a good game, right? I can just ask for directions at the office, though. I don't want to trouble you any more than I already have.
Oh, no way!
The brunette's face lights up with a mixture of excitement and shock.
Guess what?
What?
We're in the same class!
No way. I'm so glad. Can you show me where it is? Oh, wow. In that case, can you show me where it is? Yuika looks a bit disappointed. Oh, I'm sorry. But she quickly speaks up. That is not a bit disappointed. That is like, my dog just died. Disappointed.
Yes, of course.
Yoko leads me through the large doors of the main building and into the lobby. When we enter the classroom with the 2B plaque hung above it, she immediately walks towards one of the seats near the windows. I instinctively follow her, standing next to her desk, but then I realize I don't know who already sits where. I end up awkwardly craning my neck around the room, only to find myself face to face with an unfamiliar girl. Ah!
This guy's hilarious. Pretty cute too, actually.
Hello.
Your boyfriend, Yoko?
Yuika! Personal space. You're clearly making him uncomfortable.
Oh no, please. Invade my space even more if you must. The girl giggles as she backs up against a nearby desk and perches herself atop it, crossing one leg over the other. Meanwhile, Yoko's face is turning bright red. Where's that?
Sorry.
Oh, dang it.
I just never took you as a showy kind of girl. I was so surprised.
This is the class
you know?
slut. I guarantee it.
I can't believe our sweet
always
little
one.
Yoko is finally becoming a real woman.
You have the wrong idea.
That shirt
This
is not up to code.
Funny, could have sworn I saw you giving him bedroom eyes.
Bedroom eyes. Ooh. You're giving me bedroom eyes, Yoko? I mean, we're not even on a first name basis. While Yoko stutters around and fumbles on her words, Yuika leans closer to me with a mischievous giggle.
Well, what do you think, mister? Does she like you?
You know what? I kind of hope she doesn't, so I can start liking you. It's not nice to tease people, by the way. I gotta take the moral high ground here.
Right. Besides, whatever relationship he and I have is
Irreputable. Before Yoko can finish her sentence, the classroom door shuts with a bang. A stern-looking woman with black hair walks up to the front of the class and sets her bag next to the large desk. All the other students stop talking and take seats at their desks, leaving me to stand alone like the sole remaining tree in a forestry in operation. I nervously glance around until the teacher's eyes meet mine.
You're the new student, I take it?
Oh my gosh, she has a
Come up
sprite.
here and stand in front of the board.
You guys related? The exasperation tone in the woman's voice doesn't exactly inspire any confidence in me, but I nonetheless sidle over.
Good morning, everyone. Today, we're welcoming a new addition to Class 2B.
Meet Alan.
Let's all be patient with him while he learns the ropes, shall we?
Ooh, don't kink shame me. The majority of the students nod their heads or give some form of acknowledgement, although a few have seemed to be off in their own little worlds. Oh, I wonder why.
Now then, why don't you tell us something about yourself?
Oh, you know. Arts are definitely my favorite, or I'd like to think I'm well versed in all kinds of literature, or I'm a bit of a hotshot in my old school, or I have a need for speed. Ooh, oh man. We could go for like, oh, we're like the cool like guy who like drove a motorcycle, you know, that kind of like greaser type people. But we could be going for that. We're more artsy, you know, maybe we're more refined, you know, we're more of the intellectual variety. And we're going to be a bit of a hot shot. You know, I do my best anime oh my god, are we kidding? I would never have picked this otherwise. Looking my nose with my thumb and glancing away. People really do that in real life? I'm like doing that like now and it's like, I don't know, that's just weird. Well, you know, I was kind of a big deal at my old school. I'm surprised none of you heard I was coming. This is a complete lie, by the way. But starting a new school is my chance to turn a new leaf, you know, reinvent yourself, you know, a new persona, if you will. I see Yoko roll her eyes in the back of the classroom and a couple other students giggle at the front. Hopefully my lie was believable, but I doubt it.
With that done, why don't you take the desk next to, Miss Teramoto?
I feel like I should be paying this
already
woman
seem
like
familiar with one another.
99 cents a minute every time she talks. Alright. I drop into the chair next to Yoko. She shoots me a meek, adorable smile, and I can't help but return it. Aww.
I suppose our neighbor is here too. Let's look out for one another this year, okay?
Alright. Of course, thank you, Yoko. My first class of the day goes well. It's nothing to write home about, of course, and it's a little embarrassing, but I also realize things could be much worse. Whenever I need a push in the right direction, I turn to Yoko. Whenever I need to push in the left direction, I turn to the other girl. I can't remember her name. Yukari? I think that was her name. Who always jumps in to help me. But before I know it, the bell rings and everyone's packing their books into their bags.
Hey, why don't you come to my club for lunch?
You have a club?
I can introduce you to everyone while we eat.
I want a club. Sure, thanks for the invitation. How could I say no? The brunette smile. Why do we say brunette? She has a name. She's our friend, apparently. Why do we keep calling her the brunette? It seems so impersonal. She smiles as she stands up, offering me her hand and pulling me up. She steps towards the doorway, so I rush next to her and match her pace. Oh, so what is your club actually?
Good question. It's just the study club. Nothing
The
special.
study club? God, could you be any more boring?
Basically, it's a place for students to focus on learning and improving their class scores.
Yeah, it's called a library.
We sometimes hold study circles, but more often than that, we use our club time to get ahead on our assignments.
Man.
You really
What was I
can't go
thinking?
wrong with a study club.
Yes, you can. You will be ostracized forever by everyone else. You know, it does sound perfect for me. Mr. Hotshot joining the study club, oh boy. I'm not sure that I'll stick with the study club forever, but I can't see the harm in tagging along with Yoko today. I follow her down the hallway and led up the stairs to the top floor. We walked to the very end of the hallway where a ray of bright sunlight highlights the dust floating through the air. I had to stifle a cough just from trying to breathe normally.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The school is usually quite clean, but I guess the janitor
Is
likes
it?
to skimp out on this corner of the building. I should have warned you
God,
beforehand.
God, it's so dusty. No, I'm fine. It's not your fault to begin with. Or maybe it is. Maybe you should start a janitorial club. Yoko's delicate features twist with doubt, but she eventually nods and reaches for the doorknob. I'm thankful she does so in time for me to inconspicuously stifle another cough. Oh, this is a pretty quaint little cozy room. I find myself in a surprisingly small room. In fact, it seems like it might have been used as an office at some point in the past. A number of bookshelves crammed from end to end with various textbooks and desks topped with random objects line the walls. In the very center of the room, there's a modest table with 5 seats around its edges.
Make yourself comfortable anywhere. It's warmest by the windows, though.
That makes sense. This is where the sun is. Alrighty, thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm sure everyone else will be glad to see a fresh face for once.
I bet they will. I would ask who else is a member, but I don't really know anyone else yet. Yoko gives me a slight frown as she pulls out a chair and seats herself, placing her belongings upon the table.
Don't worry. You'll get to know everyone before you know it. You will make plenty of friends.
Oh, that's awesome. I love making friends. I give an awkward smile while I sit across from her. Thanks for the encouragement, Yoko. I'm sure you're right. You usually are. Well, sometimes you're left, but I can only use that joke
you
so many
honestly
times.
believe so?
I probably shouldn't even use it once before it gets boring. I do. Ever since I've known you, you've always been perceptive.
Thank you. I'm flattered.
Ah, it's no problem, friend. Oh, there's some more. Oh, it's you. Before we can continue the conversation, the door swings open, nearly crashing into the wall. 2 newly familiar feminine faces enter the room. Newly familiar? We don't even know one of them.
Well, well. What do we have
Yuika.
here?
I was close.
Bringing your boyfriend everywhere you go now, Yoko?
He isn't my boyfriend, Yuika.
Yuika.
Same difference.
Yuika,
You two seem
Mika.
pretty damn close. It's not like I mind or anything, though. Not at all. I think the new boy is adorable.
The new boy.
And I'm happy to finally have a boy toy in our little club.
Boy toy, hello. Yuika hops next to me in an instant, her nose stopping only inches away from my own. My face instantly begins to heat up, and I scramble to back away from her. My chair stubbornly refuses to slide across the tiled surface of the floor. That looks like carpet. That is clearly carpet.
Yuika!
That is clearly carpet. That's okay. To each of our surprises, the girl whose name I don't know stomps straight up to her friend and tugs her backward by the collar, by the collar, grimacing all the while.
Don't do anything that'll encourage him to stay. I don't want our private space to be invaded by some guy.
Oh boy, you're gonna be a lot of fun.
What if he's a pervert? What if he's only following you around because he wants you-know-what from you, Yoko?
That's exactly why I'm falling around. You pegged me so well. I jolt up, my gaze meeting the redhead's. Her eyes are ablaze with hatred for me, even though I'm positive we've never even spoken before. Are you crazy? I gotta go. Are you crazy? I haven't said a single word to you, much less done anything to deserve to be yelled at. My words come out louder than I expected, and I intended, but which is more than a little embarrassing. But you know, I can't back down now. You gotta put your foot down. You gotta show we're not gonna take any crap.
Ugh! Don't play dumb with me!
I'm not.
Just because you're the new guy, it doesn't mean you own the place. Stop trying to force yourself into spaces where
I
you
was
don't
invited
belong.
here. Yoko stands up and straightens out her shoulders almost as if she's trying to appear taller. Despite her usual gentle demeanor, she practically glares at the other girl.
Katsuki, he's my friend, and I want him to eat with us today. As far as I can recall, there is no rule against allowing potential new club members to sit in on a meeting.
So what? Who cares about the rules? This has always been a safe space for just us girls, and I don't want it to be stolen away from us.
Yeah, maybe I should go. I'm clearly not wanted. Yuika reaches out and places a hand on Katsuki's shoulder, causing her to turn around in surprise.
If you want to stare at boobs all day, transfer to an all-girls school already. You're being kind of an ass right now, you know? It ain't a good look.
It's true. It's not a good look. Not attractive. Not at all. A look of shame spreads across Katsuki's face, her shoulders drooping ever so slightly.
I just...
The girl reluctantly turns to me.
I'll drop it for today. I might have taken that a bit far.
I'd say so. Before anyone can say no, ooh, who's this girl? The clubroom door opens once more. This timid-looking girl appears bewildered by the scene laid out in front of her.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to interrupt anything.
Oh, no, you're fine. You are fine.
It's nothing important. Come on in, Haru.
Haru, I like Haru. Oh man. Every time, like on this computer, I get all my notifications at once, and it's so annoying. Yuika quickly pushes Haru over to the chair next to Yoko, forcing her to sit down. When our eyes meet from across the table, we exchange awkward smiles.
You're the transfer student, right?
No.
It's nice to meet
What are you
you.
talking about? I've been here,
I'm Haru Takano.
been in the meeting this whole time. That's right, I'm... Katsuki slams her bag into the table and plops down next to me with a frown.
She knows who you are. Please don't make us sit through another of your awful self-introductions.
Excuse me, awful? I'd like to see you do better. I'm all trying to be polite here.
Oh, lighten up, Suki. All those ugly expressions are gonna ruin your pretty face.
That's right. It's easier to smile than frown. 17 muscles to smile and like 42 to frown, I think it was.
I told you not to call me that, didn't I?
Despite her words, Katsuki seems to lose the will to yell at me any further. Her cheeks becoming red enough to match her hair color, she gazes towards the floor. I let out a sigh of relief. The five of us settle into a relative silence as we each dig out our lunches and begin eating away. Despite the early discourse, I find myself enjoying the meal. I can't remember how long it's been since I last shared a meal with someone besides my own mother. After a few minutes, however, Haru scoots her chair away from the table and packs her barely eaten lunch back into her bag. A little peckish today, are we?
See you later, Haru.
Sure.
What does that mean? Something's going on between them two? Maybe. She walks out the door without another word, leaving the room with a somewhat awkward atmosphere. She okay? I mean, she didn't really eat. Shouldn't someone, like, check up on her or something? I mean, not me. God, no.
Haru always does that, but we're not exactly sure why. We've asked her about it before, but she always seems to dodge the topic.
She got some secrets. Okay.
It's fine, right? A girl's allowed to have a few secrets. If Haru's on a diet, it's not our place to judge
that
her
girl's
for
like
it.
a stick.
Yuika's right. Keep your nose out of others' businesses, new boy.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm concerned for a fellow human being. I'm only worried about her.
Sure you are. I'm not stupid. I know how guys' minds
Oh,
work.
are we gonna fight? Is that what we're gonna do today? Come on, I just want to have a nice meal.
Katsuki, please. Let's just get through this meal peacefully. He clearly doesn't have any ill intentions. If you honestly have a problem with this arrangement, you and I can discuss it after school, alright?
3 o'clock in the jungle gym. You and me.
Fine. It's gonna be one long talk, though.
Really? All of a sudden, Yuika leans her lips against my ear, sending a shiver down my spine.
Oh, don't worry about Suki. She'll warm up to you in no time.
God, that voice. Right, I hope so. The rest of our lunch period passes peacefully, thankfully. Yoko begins to give me pointers for the day's remaining classes. Yuika and shockingly enough, Katsuki sometimes chime in with a tip or two of their own. Before long, the four of us head back downstairs to the classroom together. Although the girls return to their usual seats, I realize some of the students from first class aren't here anymore. There's a number of faces I don't recognize from this morning.
You poor dear, dear. You look so confused.
Where's all the students?
Allow me to explain.
Please do.
Because not everyone takes the exact same classes, some students need to switch classrooms for the second half of the day. Well, you know how it is, don't you? It wouldn't quite make sense to have those focusing on studying science learning English when there are more relevant classes being taught elsewhere.
Sure, but I mean, English is kind of important, right? Well, they're in Japan, maybe. Well, I mean, isn't English pretty prominently taught in Japan? I'd imagine so, right? Still say it's pretty relevant. That does make sense. Thanks, Yoko.
Of course. If you really want to, you can also switch seats for this period. But only if you really want to.
I mean, do you want me to? Oh, in that case, up here around the classroom, taking stock of the empty desks, there are actually quite a few openings. Oh, hello. Easy choice. Sorry, I gotta go. Recalling how friendly Yuika seems to be, I decided to attempt to foster a proper friendship with her. I walk over and drop my bag onto the open desk next to hers. Over across the room, Yoko gives me a weak smile and wave. Oh, she seems disappointed. Afterward, my attention drifts to my new neighbor. Hi, friend.
Hiya. Wanted a change of scenery, did ya?
You know it. That's one way to put it, I suppose.
I'm only teasing. Let's become fast friends, okay?
Let's become even faster lovers. Yes, I'm looking forward to getting to know you better, Yuika.
Wow, you're
What I meant to
so
say.
forward, too. I think we're really
How is
gonna
that
get
forward? Looking forward to spending time with you? Like, that's forward? I didn't mean it like... Yuika firmly slaps me on the back, chuckling as she does go. Just go? Does so. See that font?
Oh, lighten up. I'm only teasing you. Don't worry. You'll get used to my sense of humor real quick.
I like this one.
Promise.
Let's go for this one. This is the girl we're going for. The game's not out yet. In fact, the game may not even get made. My god, we might not have any more Yuika if this doesn't get funded on Kickstarter. Fund this on Kickstarter now, everybody. $20 gets you the game, by the way, if you fund it in the tier. There's multiple tiers, but that's the tier that gets you the game. You don't have to pay $20. Obviously, you can pay whatever you want. But that's the one that gets you the game. Before I can respond, the teacher walks into the room. Not wanting to get Yuika or myself in trouble, I move my attention to pulling out my textbooks, although I can feel her disappointed gaze resting on my cheek. A minute later, the violet-haired girl I met at the study club earlier. I like Haru, but man, I really like Yuika. Bashfully opens the door. The teacher is visibly disappointed, but lets her off with a warning when she apologizes profusely. Once Haru is seated, the lesson begins, but it's difficult for me to keep up with the rest of the class. I'm half a year in. I almost jump out of my skin when an ear-piercing screech rings out from beside me. When I turn towards the source, I find Yuika pushing her desk up against mine.
What in the world are you doing being so disruptive, Yuika?
You shut up, Mr. Arakawa. Clearly, she wants to do what she wants to do. Gotta let a caged bird fly once in a while, Mr. Arakawa.
Oh, don't mind me, teach. The new boy looks kinda confused.
Yeah, we made the right choice on this
lend
one.
him a hand.
Show some respect for your elders. You know better than this, do you not?
Clearly not, but that's okay with me, sir.
Give me some slack, won't ya? I'm practically doing your job for you. Tutoring the boy.
Yeah, you're slacking, Mr. Arakawa.
Yuika! Make sure you stay behind once class is out. I believe we need to discuss how one properly speaks to their teachers.
Oh boy.
Sure, whatever.
With a click of his tongue, our teacher returns to writing on the whiteboard. That's a chalkboard. It's not a whiteboard. Sorry, I didn't want to mean to cause any trouble.
Oh, nah, it ain't your fault. Besides, I get in trouble with old people all the darn time. It's practically my hobby at this point.
I'm not gonna ask. That doesn't sound like a good thing.
It's fine. My family paid good money to get me into this place, you know? As long as I don't flunk all of my classes, I'll be A-okay.
This is some prestigious school, apparently. Paying money. Do you hear about the big scandal they had where, like, people were paying to get into colleges or whatever? Like, there's this big racket. It's kind of crazy where, like, someone paid, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get into, like, University of, like, California or something like that. Like, a real prestigious school or whatever. It's, like, it's pretty crazy. Some famous person or whatever. It's pretty nuts. So it's like a whole ring of like really like famous people. It's pretty nuts, if you say so. Yuika suddenly rests her chest on half of each of our desks, and my eyes are instantly drawn to what can only be described as a black hole of sensuality. I try to look anywhere else, but it's as if my mind and body have become two separate entities.
So, what do you need help with?
Anatomy. As a breaking out of a trance, I managed to pull my eyes towards my textbook once more. Oh, right. This is part something about commas, apostrophes. You know, I don't know. I don't know punctuation.
Well, to tell you the truth, I ain't very good with written grammar.
Very good at spoken grammar either.
Speaking English is alright. It can be helpful with a lot of things, but writing it, I won't need to do that once I'm out of here.
How do you know that? I mean, I guess most people won't, huh? I mean, unless you're planning on being a writer, it's probably pointless to learn in depth.
I'm happy that you get it, cutie.
Oh my.
Hey, I have a good idea.
Oh
Why
my.
don't we meet up at your house after
Yes.
school for a private
Absolutely.
study session?
You know what? I need to. I'm not gonna catch up just in school time. We gotta, do some overtime here. While Yuika speaks, she slightly brushes her chest against my arm. Although I know the polite thing to do is move away, I simply freeze up instead.
What do you say?
Well, actually, I can't. I can't tonight. But maybe some other time. God damn it. She giggles at my flustered response and leans against her seat.
I'm only pulling your leg. Calm down.
You pull my leg. Oh, no, you're not. God damn it. It's my English idiom, isn't it? Ah, funny.
I'm sure that you wouldn't want to be caught with a girl like me going in your house anyway.
I don't know. Our mom is kind of pushing us to get a girlfriend. I'm sure she probably wouldn't care. Yuka's tone of voice has a hint of sadness to it, but she moves her desk to its original spot several feet away before I can say a word. Oh. Class finishes up without a hitch. The lessons certainly aren't the most exciting things in the world, but I remain awake and alert all throughout them. The rest of the school day passes in a blur. Before I know it, I'm packing my bag and heading towards the door. How far are we? 37 minutes, okay. As I step into the hallway, I hear the pitter-patter of light footsteps behind me. Suddenly, Yoko pops up beside me, giving me a bright smile.
Hi! Would you like to walk home together? I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine, but we are going the same way.
You know, you don't need to guilt me into this. Of course I do, Yoko. Kind of silly if one of us was awkwardly trailing a foot or two behind the other the whole way, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes. That's a good point. Silly me.
The two of us leave the building, walking side by side. We slip past the bustling sea of students and onto the main street.
So, how was your first day at Okoshin Academy?
Oh, it wasn't bad. Honestly, it went a lot better than I expected. I was fully expecting it to be a complete disaster. I mean, that Katsuki girl wants to dislike me. But you know, aside from that, it's been pretty good.
Katsuki certainly takes some time to warm up to people. I have no doubt that you two will get along soon, though.
I have some doubt. Thanks for the reassurance. When you say it, I really believe it.
Well, if you speak like that, I'll feel guilty if things don't work out.
You should feel guilty anyway. Sorry, I just mean that you've always been so reliable. In fact, I might trust you more than myself. The brunette dashes a few steps ahead of me and giggles, although she sounds nervous.
Oh, you know, I am so happy that you moved here. Being around you like this brings back so many wonderful memories. Life was so much more simpler as children.
Word. Well, you're right about that. I wouldn't mind if time rewound. We're all just marching slowly to our inevitable death, shedding our mortal coil.
Truthfully, me neither.
The rest of the walk home, Yoko and I reminisce about a time long since past. We remember the good times, the bad, and the hilarious. Right up until we say goodbye in front of my house, all of my troubles disappear into the void of my mind. With a sigh, I drop my bag near the door and head straight into the kitchen. Hi, Mom. I'm home. I wait for a reply, but the place remains silent, aside from the sounds of my own movements. It was lonely, but I brush it off. Sorry, hon, I have to work late tonight. Dinner's in the fridge. Oh my god, we should have got Yuki's number. Could have called her over. Oh well. She was just kidding anyway, right? I walk over to the fridge and find a note stuck there with a magnet. We already read it. Dinner's in the fridge. I take a peek inside and pull out the Tupperware, popping it open to check the contents. Curry, huh? Oh, not bad. I like curry. Very curious to know what's in it. Knowing how things always go, I don't wait up for her. I eat supper, study, mess around for a few hours, then go to bed, you know. I suspect that this will become my usual routine. Boy, man, ever since I started my job, I have had, like, no time. Like, what little time I do, it's like, time gets so precious when you're just, like, busy all the time. My phone? Who's calling me? Just as I'm about to fall asleep, I hear my phone vibrating from my nightstand. Who could be texting me this late? It's Yoko. Is this still your number? New phone. Who dis? Yes, it is. I'm surprised you still have my number. Of course. I hope your first day wasn't too overwhelming. It's so refreshing to have classes with you again. I know. It was just like the good old days. Yoko's been a huge help in getting me settled in here, and I really appreciate everything. But I'd also like to get to know some of the other girls. Ask for the other girls' number. Would you be able to send me the numbers of the other girls today? Just in case you're not around and I get lonely. Or, I mean, I get lost. Or something. Oh, sure, here you go. She seems a little hesitant giving me their numbers, but promptly gives them to me anyway. Yeah, ain't that hesitant. Thanks, Yoko. Oh, no problem. See you tomorrow. Can't help but wonder if I've done something to upset her. But I'm sure she's just tired. Before I head to bed, I think about texting another one of the other girls. Yeah, Yukia. Hello. She was really cute and has the most amazing set of personality traits you've ever seen. It's Yukia. Oh, no. It's no, it's me. It's Alan. Yoko gave me your number. Oh my god, how are you, smiley face? I'm good. I just want to say thanks for being so nice to me today. And, you know, if you want to come over and late night study session or something, you know, I'm available. Just throwing it out there. You can throw it right back if you want. Aw, aren't you adorable? Not a problem. I really want to continue talking to Yuki a little longer, but I only just met her today. I don't want to come on too strong. How about that? I really like how you've done your hair, by the way. It looks awesome. Oh my gosh, that is so sweet of you. Thank you so much, Alan. I'd really like to be a totally amazing hairdresser after I graduate. Oh, that totally suits you. From the look of it, you would be great. You are too kind, Alan. We should hang out after school one day. I can show you around. Winky face. Ooh. I can't tell if Yuki is into me or if this is just how she is. I mean, it might be just how she is, you know. But I probably shouldn't make any assumptions. That sounds great, Yuki. I can't wait. It's a date. How about this weekend? I'll take you sightseeing. It'll be a blast. I think I went sightseeing today when Yuki leaned on my desk, if you know what I mean. But I'm guessing she's talking about other things. Sounds great to me. Good night, Yuki. Nighty-night, Alan. XOX. Ooh, we got a thumbnail. Does that get added to the gallery? I hope so. I put my phone away and finally closed my eyes again. Today was a little nerve-wracking, but I'm excited for what the rest of the year holds. And you should be too. Fund this game, please. I don't want this game to be unfunded. That would be a travesty of mankind. There's no music. This is kind of weird. Download them. You can click on these to check them on Twitter. Kickstarter link, obviously. Go back to the main menu. So yeah, there's all the voices. There you go. That's the voices of the people. I assume that, well, they have Twitter handles, I'm pretty sure. But with that said, that is the end of the game. Or end of the demo anyway. So fund the game right now. It's got a little over 2 weeks now, I think, by the time this video goes up. It'll go up on Monday. So it was 21 days. So maybe about 18 days. So yeah, a little over. Yeah, I'll be a little over 2 weeks left. So fund the game, please. I want to see this game get made. And I like to support the developers, you know. I like to support the smaller games. It's kind of what I do. cover a lot of indie titles that you might not have heard of. And a lot of these titles I never hear of anyway until I either get contacted on Twitter or I just see it in my Twitter feed. And it's like, oh, wow, that looks really interesting. Let's check it out. And that's how a lot of these games get played. So with that said, hope you all enjoyed it. And if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more quick looks and whatever. Just like my content. Always appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. And take care, everybody. Have a good day.